exactly what I need.
And welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Let's quickly go over that forecast. Really not a lot to talk about. No rain in the forecast for several days. Going to be an absolutely beautiful weekend. Temperatures are going to stick to either 89 to 92 degrees. And that's really every day for at least 4 or 5 days. So Labor Day weekend is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Looky there. Partly cloudy skies, which will make it feel even better. And then next week, full sunshine on Tuesday.
All right, Mr. Bob. Is it okay to call you Bob?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather.
Sir?
I'm not a sir anymore.
This book here says this is a memoir. Do you tell a lot of your life story in this?
Well, it talks about the years I spent in the printing trade.
Now, did you do that before you got with Von Braun?
Absolutely, yes. When I went to Huntsville in 1963, I divorced myself from all of that and started building spacecraft. But this is back from my early days when I was 14 years old and went on through up to 1963. Worked for 43 newspapers and 14 commercial printing plants.
But you got to realize, back in those days, how big were newspapers back in those days?
Well,
that was the lifeblood of news.
Yeah,
yes,
huge.
I worked on them from anywhere from 4 pages, which was a little weekly paper, up to 100 pages. You know, Atlanta Journal was one of the largest ones I worked for, and I guess probably the Rowan County Banner in Kingston, Tennessee, we're lucky to get 4 pages. And
so you traveled around working,
right.
I guess they didn't. I had an uncle that used to be the chief at the Huntsville Times.
Right.
He was over the presses.
Right.
And you know, Decatur Daily just bought the Florence paper for their presses.
Right.
So the newspaper business is...
It's gone to pot. I mean, it's gone.
Here's a line in your book. It says, I spent a lot of days locating gossipy old ladies over the country who wanted to write little newsy items about people and their goings-on in the community.
Right,
so they just love to talk about people.
That's when after I got out of the Navy, I bought a little weekly newspaper down in South Georgia, ran that for a couple of years, and I was, the youngest newspaper editor in the state of Georgia for a while, and I'd have to get out and interview all these sweet, dear old ladies at all the clubs and stuff, and then I'd have to go back to my two-person newspaper at night and do all the composition on the linotype, and didn't have any.
You know, there's a local paper that's very much could have been their stories. The Advertiser Gleam out of Gunnersville.
They still do that.
Right.
And Decatur Daily bought it too in the last couple of years, but that was they did similar things.
Right.
So you did reporting, ran the press and everything.
Well, for that 2 years I had that newspaper, and I finally sold that thing, and I said, man, I got to do better than this.
How much longer you see a newspaper operating?
How long? What?
How much you see a newspaper operating these days?
How much longer?
Oh, I don't know. I hopefully be through all of our lives, but it looks like they're fading out pretty fast.
USA Today does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
He's gone up to $2 an issue now.
Oh, really?
Well, that's why it's been that way for you. I have them delivered to my door. So.
$2 an issue?
What was an issue?
Oh,
as far as you
if we didn't give them away, we sold them for a nickel.
Well, let me tell you the deal. The Huntsville Times, I had quit my subscription to the subscription to that,
Daily.
And they called 6 months ago and said, "Hey, Mr. Cooper, we'll deliver to you Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday." Which I was paying $2 for a Sunday paper anyway before church. I'd come get me for $6.50 a month.
Right.
$6.50 a month. They're going to deliver me 3 papers.
Right. Well,
they're struggling.
Consider yourself lucky.
Lucky. All right, so you did that first. You missed the printing business?
Well, yeah, you get that. It gets in your blood. I mean, there's an old saying that once you get printer's ink in your blood, it never gets out.
That's kind of like them old railroad guys I've interviewed.
Right.
The railroad.
When Jamie gets a newspaper, he cannot stand it if someone else reads it first.
I can't read if somebody's already read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I cannot read a crinkled paper.
And
Oh,
rather have it
okay.
in
In
paper.
our house, a true story, in our
I'm
house,
constantly wiping doors.
when I go to the bathroom, whatever, there's constant
Ink everywhere.
ink everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Ink on the
Make him
doors.
wipe the doors.
Well, it depends on what quality ink you run print it with, good ink will dry.
I can remember when I was at Channel 31, I'd have a stack
Rubs
of
off.
papers that high. That's the way I used to find all these stories I would read.
Right.
I love a newspaper.
Right.
Still to this day. I'd rather read a paper than get it off of this. Which can, you know, everything is going, even television now.
Right.
And the saying now is, people grew up like everybody in this room. You knew exactly what time your favorite show was going to be on, whether it
Right.
be CBS News, ABC News, sports, whatever. You knew what time it was going to be on, and you knew to be in front of your television set.
Right.
Now, it's this, anytime, anyhow, anywhere.
Right, but you don't get the depth of coverage that you get in a newspaper. Now you need the copy that somebody goes out and gets the whole story, not just enough to put on for
Well,
a short
that's what
spot.
television is so good at. They'll read. When I was at Channel 31, Adrian Gibson would send us to the Huntsville Times at 10:30 every morning. The paper came off the press for the afternoon edition or whatever.
That's how they got their
You
stories.
get it, then you go do stories out of the newspaper. They did all the work for you,
Yeah, absolutely.
and it always have.
You got the least
What you
amount
got
of
coming
credit.
up this Sunday?
This Sunday, well, I've got a book signing at my hangar at Hazel Green Airport, and I'm going to sign copies of that, and I guess as many people as want to show up, I'm going to set a line on my operating linotype that I have in my hangar, along with 2 printing presses, which don't operate because I haven't torn them down and rebuilt them yet. I rebuilt that linotype. Now, that's what I used to do, of course, and I hadn't worked on one in 50 years, and a good friend of mine gave me one, but I had to go to Auburn to get it because he used it in a machines course down there. So we hauled that thing up and set it up in my hangar, and then I tore it all down and rebuilt it.
It's a big
And,
So you just love messing with ink and stuff.
Well, I like to fool with them, yeah.
How long have you been at Hazel Green Airport?
Oh, about 20 years.
Do you know a guy out there, a good friend of ours named Darden
Darden
Heritage?
No, don't believe so.
Well, I guess he's still out there. Maybe he moved.
No, he's not there now. He's not there, not
He's a
there now.
pharmacist. That's where we flew out with him. That's where
But
his plane
I'm
was.
president of the airport, and I'd know if he's there.
Okay. Well, we were in a couple
Must
years ago, and
have
his
knew.
plane was out there. Where? I guess it's the same one there in Meridianville.
No, not
Hazel Green.
Meridianville.
Oh,
That's
that's a
a high
different
rent
one.
district.
Oh, okay.
We're over at Hazel Green, 4 miles west of Hazel Green.
Okay. Oh, well, west. Okay. He was in Meridianville. Excuse
No,
me. Okay.
that's a high rent district over there.
Well, that's probably why he was there.
Yeah.
How long did you work with Von Braun?
Oh, I started in '63 and left the program in the mid '80s and started my own company and sold it out in '05 and went to the airport and closed the hangar door.
So you started your own company with just you,
It's just barely me.
and what was it?
Paragon Systems, built it to 1,400 people.
Wow.
And we were scattered all over the country, and I was running like a monkey here and yonder and fooling with people. My wife said she worried about me when I sold the company. What was I going to do? Well, I went to the airport and closed the door, and boy, I just loved it, and still love it.
Started counting your money.
And well, that helps, you
You
know.
ever thought about buying a TV station?
No, never thought about TV station.
What keeps you going? You're 84 years old and obviously in great shape.
Well, I've got a great wife that
Aw.
keeps prodding me along.
I finally got one after a couple of 3 others. But
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna prod him along.
it don't work. Cut them loose, right, John?
You got to keep him cranked up. I mean,
That's
you know.
right. Keep
she
him
does that.
going.
Yeah, you can't fool around. I mean, you got to keep
What
him
else do
going.
we need to know about Bob Luther and his life?
Well, I don't know.
Go see him for the book signing.
Yeah, you come out and sign some books, and I've got a bunch of them there, and I've
Now,
got
this
two.
is not your first book.
No, I've got 2 other books. I've got one that I wrote on the Challenger accident, which is I had to change the names. The lawyers told me I had to change the names, or I was going to be, trying to defend lawsuits, which I could win if I had about $3 or $4 million to put into
You
it.
need to borrow some money?
Well, I probably do now.
It's too late now.
But then I got another book called Skybolt, which written around the Skybolt aerobatic airplane, which is more fun than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Out doing all kinds of good stuff with it.
I flew the Thunderbirds one.
Well, that's a pretty good
How'd that
ride.
go, Frank?
He got sick all in the jet.
Got sick.
Oh, yeah,
man,
twice.
you don't get sick in no airplane.
Oh, he
There it
did.
is right there. I flew in number 2 in 1977. I couldn't even walk when I got out there. I threw up all in the thing.
Oh man,
He ate lunch before he went.
you
which
don't
was
do
not
that.
Smart.
Oh, I know that now.
The world looks pretty good from inverted position as you're going
for
through a
about
good
6,
loop or
7
roll or
Gs. I
something.
could have been an astronaut.
Well,
No.
you should have been maybe.
All right, well, wrap this thing up at 2. What time?
That's great.
Sunday?
We'll be out there about 3 o'clock on Sunday at
Hazel
Hazel
Green
Green
Airport.
Airport at 272 Approach Lane. Hazel Green, don't go to Meridianville.
Do you
won't
still
find-
fly?
Green.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So you could take me for a flight?
Got 2 airplanes.
All right.
Got one I'm rebuilding, though.
don't go
The
in.
engine's sitting over on a stand on it.
I bet we got a lot of stuff in common. I was almost a rocket scientist. I've flown with the Thunderbirds.
Well, that's
Read a
pretty
lot of
good.
newspapers.
Well, now, that's pretty good. I mean, I'd love to do that. I'd do that today.
I bet
Really?
you wouldn't
You
get
did, bet
sick.
you.
I don't know if you can pay me again to do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'd
But
want to
anyway.
fly it, though.
Hey, let me ask you, what else? I've been to a nudist camp too. You ever been to one?
No, but my wife wouldn't let me go.
He would have if he could have. Oh, that's funny. Look him up, Robert Luther. Get that book.
All right,
and
Miss
go see
Louise,
him
it's
for
an
the
honor to see you over here
signing.
this morning.
Honored to
Well,
meet you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
certainly appreciate the
That's
time
yours.
and
All regret.
thank
Hey,
you.
don't get up yet. You're going to